The labubu's return. Arav's heart always quickened at the thought of a new blind box. Each one held a secret, a tiny mystery waiting to be unveiled. One particularly dreary, rain-lashed evening, as puddles reflected the flickering streetlights, his gaze snagged on a small, dusty shop he'd never noticed before. The bell above the door gave a faint, rusty jingle as he stepped inside. Shelves crammed with forgotten trinkets and peculiar curiosities loomed in the dim light. And there, nestled amongst them, was a single, unassuming blind box. A labubu. Just as he reached for it, a voice rasped from the shadows. "Ah, a fine choice," the old shopkeeper, Silas said, his eyes glinting in the gloom. He handed Arav the box, his fingers surprisingly cold. "This one always finds its way back." A strange, knowing smile played on Silas's lips, sending a shiver down Arav's spine. Back in the warm, familiar glow of his room, the shop's eerie atmosphere began to fade. Arav carefully peeled back the tape, his excitement bubbling. But as the lid lifted, a different feeling crept in. Inside was a labubu doll, its eyes not round and cheerful, but blackened like empty sockets. Its grin, usually playful, was a stitched, unsettling rictus. He picked it up. Its tiny claws, usually smooth plastic, felt oddly sharp against his fingertips, almost like real talons. He placed it on his shelf, amidst his other, cheerier collectibles, trying to shake off the peculiar unease. It was just a doll, after all, a very, very strange doll. Later that night, as the rain drummed a relentless rhythm against his window, a new sound joined the symphony of the storm. A soft, persistent scratching. It seemed to come from his cupboard. Arav's heart thumped a nervous beat against his ribs. He tried to ignore it, pulling his blanket tighter, but it wouldn't stop. Finally, unable to bear the suspense, Arav swung his legs out of bed. With a deep breath, he crept towards the cupboard and slowly, cautiously, pulled open the door. The scratching stopped abruptly. His eyes scanned the shelves where his toys usually sat. The labubu doll was gone. He searched everywhere, but the doll was nowhere to be found. Exhausted and bewildered, Arav eventually drifted into a restless sleep. The next morning, as sunlight timidly pierced through the clouds, he stumbled towards his mirror, still half asleep. What he saw made him gasp. In the mirror, his own sleeping form was visible, but something else was there too. A small, clawed figure with blackened eyes and a stitched grin perched on his chest. It leaned close to his reflected ear, its tiny mouth moving, whispering his name. A cold dread washed over him. Arav woke with a strangled gasp, heart hammering against his ribs. He sat bolt upright, frantically patting his chest. Nothing. He looked towards the shelf. There, nestled back in its blind box, was the labubu doll. Its stitched grin seemed wider now, its blackened eyes gleaming with a knowing, unsettling light. It hadn't moved. Or had it? The box was open, just as he had left it. But the doll, it felt different, more alive. He remembered Silas's words. This one always finds its way back. A chill that had nothing to do with the morning air crept into Arav's bones. He knew, with a certainty that made his stomach churn, that this was just the beginning. The doll was home, and it wasn't going anywhere, not ever.